South Africa is another country that has approved officially the Activision Blizzard merger with Xbox. And that leaves only two countries, the UK and the US left. Now, we will probably hear about the US here in the next coming days, but the UK, I think we're going to see that overturned. Regardless, the majority of countries, the majority of bodies, the vast majority, I mean, all but two, have approved the Xbox Activision merger. So I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think it's inevitable. Again, you don't make this type of purchase if you're Xbox, if you're Microsoft, without being willing to go all the way, without being all in on it. I think it's too valuable for them not to be all in on it. South Africa just proves, again, that more countries don't have issues with this than do. And interestingly enough, the countries that do have issues, it seems to be wildly political, in my opinion. I think Sony has a lot of influence in those countries, and I think there's some ideological issues at play here from the governing bodies in both the UK and in the US. So we'll see, though. Again, the UK, or the FTC rather, tried to put an injunction on it. Those court hearings were heard this last week, in which honestly the FTC looked terrible, PlayStation looked just as bad, and Xbox came out the PR winner, in my opinion. This has led to a lot of not fanboys, but a lot of otherwise very smart people on Twitter, especially people who I respect, people who do podcasts, people who are journalists, really having some terrible takes on the whole situation and having what I'm deeming Xbox derangement syndrome. And why does this exist? I think this is existing and coming to fruition, particularly from people whose main gaming console, who have made their chops covering PlayStation, loving PlayStation, creating content for PlayStation. Not a problem. Again, really talented people, really intelligent people, really freaking out because their whole world is blowing up. They've existed in a world for their entire life where PlayStation has been on top, where PlayStation has been pushing the boundaries, where PlayStation has been the king to beat, where PlayStation has had no fear. And I think what's apparent and what's dawning on all these people, indeed, I think it's dawning on PlayStation, is that the Game Pass strategy, this new strategy, we're seeing this shift. We're seeing this shift in gaming, and Xbox is out in head, and it may be inevitable that they take the lead in the future as a result of all this. Cognitive dissonance? Is that the word? Cognitive dissonance? Anyways, Xbox derangement syndrome is in full scale there for a lot of people. Not here, though. I've always been an Xbox fan. I do like this strategy. We call balls and strikes accurately here. And when I see bad takes, there's just bad takes. We'll go over there. That's news for another video. But regardless, South Africa has joined the plethora, the 38 other countries, rather, making it 39 who have approved this deal. The other news story that I just wanted to go over with you guys real quick today is this. Microsoft is expecting 2 new PS5 models in the near future, including one later this year for $399. This, again, is purexbox.com. Love these guys. Go check them out. This, again, comes out in documents from Microsoft because of the FTC situation. And this is what they're expecting. They're expecting that the PS5 Slim will likely launch for $399 at some point in 2023, and also some sort of PlayStation 5 Pro coming soon. Now, what's interesting is Phil Spencer has been on record as saying that the Xbox Series X does not need an update. Indeed, we did just get announcement of the Carbon Black Xbox Series S, so that might be their new model. All that had, though, was an upgrade in memory there, and that's their mid-tier product there. So Xbox clearly feeling that they don't need to create these new versions of Xbox, of hardware at this point. It'll be interesting to see when PlayStation does come out, if Xbox changes its tune there, what PlayStation's strategy is there. Again, Xbox overwhelmingly, I mean, it's not too much of a surprise that they feel this way, because we know that they're not concerned with consoles. In fact, they, in court documents, again, that we learned, internal emails, they sacrificed having some Series X available for investing in their cloud infrastructure for Game Pass and for cloud streaming. So we know that they're not super concerned with selling Xbox. They're all about selling their Game Pass subscription. That is their primary target there, whether that's on PC, whether that's on eventually mobile, cloud gaming, or whether that's on console. So regardless, really interesting. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I think slim versions of consoles are always a good time. I love getting them. So really cool. I mean, and we know how big the PS5 is. They definitely could use with a slim version. It'll be interesting to see what that is. It would be interesting to see if Xbox needs to respond or ever does respond. I would imagine eventually they get some sort of iteration of the Series X in particular. Regardless, it's interesting. It's interesting. That's all I have to say. It's interesting on that. We'll see. We're bound to hear this week on the FTC ruling what that's going to take, and that's going to really decide really, I think, for the rest of the summer, what it sets us up for. Are we good and clear? Do we just see the Xbox Activision Blizzard merger happen? Do we not? Do we see more drama unfold in the courts, more console wars? Yet to be seen. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Xbox needs a slim version? Would you want to see them come out with one because PlayStation is coming out with one? Would you purchase one, especially if it's a Series X slim model? Let me know in the comments below. Again, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We cover Xbox content all the time right here on this channel, and we'll see you next time.